Cheers from Ed over at Antique Toys. We have an amazing book done by Gallagher, To Play or TPS Japanese Toys, Amusing Playthings of the Past. This is a very, very, very strong recommendation for your library. So stay tuned for more details. Cheers from Ed at Antique Toys. So collectors know TPS in general. They are these really outstanding glossy Japanese tin toys. But it's absolutely wonderful that the TPS owner, engineer from Tokyo went ahead and got us some production numbers. This was a really wonderful find by Mr. Gallagher. Mr. Gallagher headed over to Japan for his business, and then he was able to meet with the founder of To Play or TPS. And pardon the translation, but I believe it's Yoshio Udagawa and the chairman. There's the gentleman. And so Gallagher's book and the owner of TPS went ahead and documented these wonderful toys. And I'm going to do a bit of quick flipping, but they managed to gather 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s catalogs. And then they organized things. And what's quite interesting is that Craigston, I believe, fell under these. And, here you go. To Play. TPS went to a Japanese trading company, and then they imported under Craigston, Franconia, Roscoe, AHI, Linemar, Shackman, Migo, Sonsko, White, Leadworks, Newton, and then they went to the retailers. So sometimes when you see a Craigston, an AHI, a Linemar, so forth, you have to go back and recognize TPS was the company that manufactured these toys. Reading the book, one recognizes that these are known as happy toys. They make you smile. They're absolutely goofy, corny. Part of a time that a lot of people do not remember. It's half generation back. But when you get them these days, they make you smile. I mean, my gosh, this is a bear, golfer bear, and it actually works. It hits the ball into the net with the wind-up, not batteries, and then it returns, and then it hits it again. Killer toy. A lot of us recognize these Mustangs that hit the market of toys. They're not tons of money, but they're a lot of fun, and they do stunts. TPS tackled subjects like hockey, lots of clowns. Here's a tougher to find clown. Rabbits. And I'm going to skip some pages. But even kind of a corny, short run toy. But what I will say is that what's wild is there's actually documentation in this book. 1,200 pieces were produced of that. On the other hand, 10,000 pieces were produced. And then here's a more typical run of 50,000 pieces. So you recognize that production runs on a lot of these toys were at least 10,000. An extremely scarce toy is 6,000, and the rating for their scarcity, I believe, is a 5. Following up on the cat and mouse scarcity of 5 is the most scarce rating. So in 1965, 6,000 pieces of this were produced. I've not seen it. If it hit auction, I wouldn't be shocked if it hit $70, which is, not tons of money at all. However, the scarcity could be way up there with a 5. None of these toys tend to be that stoic, with the exception of when you get towards the back, or semi-scarce character toys. It's a 4.5 rating. It's 10,000 pieces. And you considered probably 9,900 were used up. So the box on this just doesn't show up. This is a slightly higher production without the bicycle, but a unicycle. On it, 20,000, or double the production was done. These are nice little details. TPS produced for Marks marketed under line mark. And on this hippo, which we see a decent number out there on the market, 60,000 produced. Happy. Okay, here's a great example of TPS in terms of reality versus perception. Perception is Susie and the Bouncing Ball is like the typical TPS, and the book covers the patent. But what is not as well recognized is they did War Toys, and then they did Gigantor Toys, or Tetsujin 28. Wonderful toy. I don't see this hit the market. This is 4 out of 5. If you got one of these, let me know. Toys at AntiqueToys.com. My name's Ed. And if you got an Astro Boy, let me know. Again, I think these were worn out. Production's not that high. I believe, again, on this guy, 50,000. So I guess that's pretty strong. 30,000 for Astro, 50 for Tetsujin. And then, again, the ubiquitous Mustang. So thank you, Mr. Gallagher. Thank you, Schiffer Books, for doing what you do. We don't see them produce too much anymore, but all their work has been much appreciated. And this book on TPS, or Toplay toys, is the reference to get. Highly recommend it. And just in case you didn't know, William Gallagher, author, go order it, add it to your library. Contact me, Ed, at toys@antiquetoys.com. I help with Mars Auctions. I help with AntiqueToys.com. I'm even helping with the Antique Toy Club America, so give me a shout and have a great day. Enjoy these fun toys.